What if the pain you carried as a child was the very reason you were born to rise? We don't choose our childhood. We don't choose the scars left on us. But listen closely. What if those scars were not a curse, but the foundation of your strength? Today, I will share with you 5 examples of childhood trauma. Not to break you, but to remind you. You are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become after it. Some of you are still haunted by your childhood. The echoes of words that were never supposed to be spoken. The absence of love that you desperately needed. The nights where you cried yourself to sleep, praying someone would see your pain. Let me tell you something. You're not alone. We don't talk about this enough. We hide it. We bury it. Because facing it feels like opening a wound we barely survived the first time. But the truth is, healing begins when you stop pretending you were never hurt. There are 5 kinds of pain many carry into adulthood. 5 silent storms that shape how we see the world. The first is abandonment. Growing up feeling like no one stayed long enough to love you. No one showed up for your birthdays. No one held your hand when you were afraid. That emptiness creates a hunger inside you. A craving for validation so strong it can consume you. But here's the truth. The absence of love you felt can become the reason you give love so deeply now. The second is verbal abuse. The constant barrage of, "You're not enough. You'll never make it. You're worthless." Those words don't just disappear, they echo in your mind for years. But listen, their voice is not your destiny. You can rewrite the script. You can prove every whisper of doubt wrong. The third is witnessing violence. Maybe you saw things no child should ever see. Fights that shattered the safety of your home. Fear that lived in every corner of your house. That trauma can make the world feel unsafe even as an adult. But here's the gift buried inside. You know the cost of chaos, and you have the power to break the cycle. I want you to pause and realize something. These pains, they didn't destroy you, they shaped you. You are still here, breathing, fighting, becoming. This is only the beginning, because the pain you survived is about to become the power you carry. We've talked about 3 storms you may have faced: abandonment, verbal abuse, witnessing violence. But there are 2 more, and these 2 cut even deeper than most people realize. The 4th is neglect. Not being seen, not being heard. Growing up in a house where your needs were invisible, where your feelings didn't matter, where silence was louder than any scream. Neglect creates an ache, a quiet longing for someone to finally notice you, to finally say, "I see you." But listen carefully. Your worth was never tied to their blindness. The fact that no one nurtured you does not mean you were unworthy of nurture. In fact, it makes your ability to care for others even more sacred. And the 5th, the most misunderstood, is parentification. When you had to grow up too fast, taking care of everyone else while no one took care of you. When at 8 years old, you were the peacemaker, the protector, the parent in a child's body. You lost your childhood, but you gained resilience most adults will never understand. That strength, the ability to carry heavy burdens, is why you're still standing here today. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but Chrizol, what do I do with all this pain? You acknowledge it, you honor it, you stop pretending it didn't happen, because pretending doesn't heal. Pretending only buries the wound deeper. The path forward begins with acceptance. Not acceptance of what they did to you, but acceptance of what is. It happened, it hurt, but it no longer controls you. The truth? Every wound you carry can become a weapon for good. Every scar on your soul can become proof of your survival. But you have to make a choice. Right here, right now. Will you let the past define you? Or will you define what comes next? Because listen, your future is not written by your pain. It's written by your response to it. And if you've survived this much already, if you've made it through nights where you thought you wouldn't see the morning, then what else are you capable of? Everything. This is the turning point. Here's what I need you to understand. Healing is not about erasing what happened. It's about transforming it. You cannot go back and rewrite your childhood, but you can pick up the pen and rewrite the rest of your story. The pain you carry, it doesn't disappear overnight. Healing is not linear. Some days you'll feel strong, other days you'll feel like you're back at day one. But listen closely. Progress is not perfection. Progress is showing up for yourself every single day. There will be moments when the old wounds whisper again. Moments when you hear their voices saying, "You'll never be enough." But now, you answer back, "I am more than enough, because I survived what tried to destroy me." And maybe, just maybe, you were given this story for a reason, not to suffer in silence, but to help someone else who feels alone in their pain. Because here's the truth, your scars are someone else's map out of the darkness. Your survival is proof that healing is possible. So, what do you do now? You forgive, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. You rebuild, not the life you lost, but the life you've always deserved. And you rise, not for applause, but because staying down is no longer an option. I want you to picture this. One day you'll stand where you are now, and you won't feel broken. You'll look back and realize every painful moment was preparing you for this strength, for this voice, for this future. So breathe, stand tall, take one step forward, because you are not your trauma. You are not your past. You are the proof that beauty can rise from ashes. If this message spoke to your soul, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Be the reason someone doesn't give up tonight. And if you're ready to break the cycle, to turn your pain into power, then start today. Your healing begins the moment you choose it.